Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. And I welcome you all to the live transmission. If you're new to the broadcast or you're new to the channel, please subscribe and also make sure you follow us on all our social media network. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, popularly known as Koikimedia uh, on the social media space. One out of the many people that prefer peace than war. But sometimes, as they say, if you can't find the peace, you prepare for war. Once again, I would like to appreciate my late mother for giving me the privilege to be able to be in the midst of millions of people, or billions rather, in today's world. I live in the UK and it's been an amazing journey. So may our soul continue to rest in peace. So as we're coming into the broadcast, what you can do for us is share, and also invite others to join us as well. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa káàkiri ibikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa nílé àti lóko. Èmi náà ni o, èmi Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. A tún dé o bí a ṣe ń dé torí pé tí kò bá sí ìdí, ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà máa ní kinní kan ni ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. So kò sí nǹkan kan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ju pé gbogbo ohun tó ń lọ ní àgbáyé òun náà ni à ń mọ́nítọ̀ láti orí ilé-iṣẹ́ wa ni a ní ká fi tó gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí bóyá ẹ̀yin náà ti gbọ́, bóyá ẹ ì tí ì gbọ́, torí pé láti ilé-iṣẹ́ wa, ilé ìròyìn Koikimedia, gbogbo ohun tẹ́yin ò bá mọ̀ tó ń lọ lágbàáyé, àwa gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ́ kí ẹ tètè mọ̀ kó lè tètè yé gbogbo wa torí pé kí ni information is the key. Kí a bá dẹ̀ ti ní information lọ́wọ́, ó máa ń jẹ́ kí nǹkan kó rọrùn fún wa. So, in tí a fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé ní ìdájí yìí, ní àárọ̀ yìí, ní òru yìí, depending on the time that you are here watching, because we're all on different time zone. Ní London, aago mẹ́ta òru la wà. Mo kí yín o, ẹ̀yin ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ẹ̀yin àbúrò mi bí ẹ ṣe ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa tẹ́ ń kí mi. Gbogbo yín náà ni mo kúkú rí lórí ètò. Ẹ má tí jẹ́ kí n dárúkọ ká má lọ máa di pé àtẹ̀ní wá dé ibi tá a fẹ́ lọ. But mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ mo fi kí bàbá wa Professor Adébánjí Akíntóyè, bàbá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí olóyè ọmọ Adéyẹmọ Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Mo kí àwọn tí a jọ ń ṣe Yorùbá Nation Campaign. Mo kí gbogbo yín. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ dẹ̀ ṣì fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà náà. Mo kí ẹ̀yin náà. Mo wá lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí YSDM. Mo kí àwọn ìyá wa náà nínú movement. Mo kí gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Mo sì bá àwọn ẹgbẹ́ kan sọ̀rọ̀ níjọ́ Saturday kọ́ ni mo bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Brother mi, Ọmọka, wọ́n pè mí pé kí n bá wọn tí àwọn jọ ń ṣe meeting. À ń fẹ́ Yorùbá Nation kò kí ń ṣe crime in any part of the world. So ẹ má yẹ kí ẹnì kankan intimidate wa pé ohun tá à ń ṣe ó rúdi sófin. But ohun tá à ń sọ ni pé ṣé ká fẹ́ ogun ni àbí ká ṣe ní wọ́rọ́wọ́ kó má di ogun. Nítorí pé ohun tí mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ní àárọ̀ yìí, lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ogun tó ń lọ l'Amẹ́ríkà, a lot and lot of development that I need to share with many of you. Ẹ lè ti gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀, like I said, but on the platform, I want to bring it quickly to you so that you can also benefit. Tẹ́ ẹ báyìí ti sí nínú WhatsApp group Koikimedia, it is very, very important. You ask for the link and you also can join as well. Please comment, share. My heater is on. Tó bá gbóná jù, torí gáàsì gan ti lọ sókè. I might have to, turn it down a little bit. But for now, kémi náà ṣì gbádùn ẹ̀ díẹ̀. Like I said, we crack on straight away because so much has happened. Iran has released a statement. Already, President Donald Trump has released a statement as well. So, kí làwọn nǹkan tó sọ kó lè yé wa ní èdè tiwa? I will read it in English and then I will try my best to do the ayangbifọ̀ láti lè translate ẹ̀ sí Yorùbá. I will try. But like I said, please bear with me, with my Yoruba, as many of you understand that even though pati pẹ́ tati jáde, a ṣì ń gbìyànjú to keep our Yoruba as much as possible. So I'm trying to first put it in the context of tá bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a lọ fún ìjà pẹ̀lú federal government fáwa tá à ń béèrè fún Yorùbá nation, because in as much as we want to have Yoruba nation, in as much as we want it to happen now, in as much as we would have preferred to go maybe a particular route, because sometimes àwọn tó ń bínú lénìí tẹ́ bá bi wọ́n pé kí wá ni ó ṣe jẹ́ ká gba ọ̀nà ó ló yẹ ká lò tá fi gba Yorùbá nation, wọ́n lè ní ká jà, which has always been one of my stands. Ká dàrú, ká wọ̀ gbòòrò, ká da gbogbo nǹkan kí nǹkan bàjẹ́. And that's exactly what has played out for almost 1 month plus pẹ̀lú America, Iran àti Israel. They've been fighting, serious fight, even though àwa lè má ní that kind of capacity in terms of the ammunitions, in terms of the logistics to fight. As America has one of the best military might in the world, there's no doubt about it. Tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ the American might, you cannot dispute the capability of what they can do. They have everything. Once again, I would like to say good morning to everyone that have joined, and let us remember to continue to support the organization, because without the media, you cannot know what is going on in the world. That is why today, media is one of the most powerful tools to use to play all kind of narratives. Sometimes those narratives might be to favor one side, or it might also mean one side might gain upper hand when it comes to the media. So táwọn kan ò bá wá understand that every media that you are seeing in the world today, Al Jazeera, AP, Euro France, Sky News, BBC, NTA, channels, TVC, Arise, I have them on my Sky. As I'm speaking to you, I have my screen on the other side there that I'm watching, I'm monitoring the situation. You know, they are well funded, and that means that they can play the role to bring whatever their own narrative. So tabawa now I fẹ́ gba Yorùbá nation as an example. Àwọn wo lẹ fẹ́ kọ́ jàjà yẹn fún yín from the media perspective? Is it the same media from the West, or you have to have your own powerful media that can help you to deliver your message to the world, that can help you to get that message of whatever your intention, whatever your ambition, especially in a movement like our own. So this morning, as I've always said in many of my broadcasts for the last 5 years plus, that even if, and I'm using the word if, torí pé kò tíì ṣẹlẹ̀, àbí pé tó bá tẹ̀ wá ṣẹlẹ̀, because that word if, if, tá bá lọ wo English dictionary, if we go and check the English dictionary of if, kí ni meaning ẹ̀? The meaning of that word if. So if we look at it, the word if, a conditional clause on the condition or supposition that, in the event that in tí kò tí ṣẹlẹ̀ àbí in tí o rò pé lè ṣẹlẹ̀. That is what you use if for. Despite the possibility that Koikimedia máa jáde lóru yìí, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀. That is the word if. Today is the 8th of April 2026. And I welcome you and say good morning. So when we are having this kind of conversation, tá bá wá ń lo even if, kò mean pé mo ní ó ti ṣẹlẹ̀. A kàn ń lò gẹ́gẹ́ bí àpèjúwe ọ̀rọ̀ ni. Lóòótọ́, nígbà tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ movement yẹn, there was a lot of different speculation of different things that can happen. Things that, good morning, Mokey, thank you, Ekabo. I won't mention names because I'm already in the recording mode and I do not want your name to be mentioned while I'm recording. So when we say that we wanted to exit Nigeria, we have to do it from different ways. Oríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà la máa lò. But one of the most important ways that anybody will tell you is do it without a war. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó dogun, because wọ́n ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun la mọ̀. Bẹ́yìn àgbàlagbà ṣe máa ń sọ, kò sẹ́ni tó mọ ìparí ẹ̀. And when we look at the war going on in the Middle East, a mọ̀ ìgbà tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ogun yẹn. Ogun yẹn bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní February 28. Ó ti pé oṣù kan àtàbọ̀. But as I speak to you tonight, as I speak to you this morning, as I speak to you, the war is now on hold for 2 weeks. Ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì. Mo kẹ́yìn èèyàn wá lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Please share the program and invite others to do so. It is Koikimedia live broadcast. It has been put on hold for 2 weeks. Why? After many destructions, after many deaths, àwọn tó ti kú nínú ogun tí ó ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí, they are not small. Many people have died. Many destructions have happened. Both sides. People have died from Israel's side. The Americans have lost their soldiers. Iran has lost in large numbers. Even countries that are not involved in the war, àwọn country tó jà ogun, they are also badly affected. So, which means that tí ogun bá ṣẹlẹ̀, ẹni tó mọ̀ kankan nípa ẹ̀ náà máa jẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ẹ̀. Àtẹni tó fẹ́, àtẹni tó fẹ́. Because when we look at the war in Iran, as America continue to bombard and attack Iran, Iran is also attacking the GCC countries. And that means even citizens that are living in those countries, we've seen 1, 2, or 3 of them that have died. And the reason why they have died is because in táwọn máa jẹ làwọn wá lọ sí ìlú yẹn. Ogun káwọn mọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. We have seen citizens of other countries that died, even though ìlú ẹ̀kọ́ ló ń jà. So that tells us that if we are not careful, and sometimes with demands of certain things, we need to come back on the round table. Kò sí bí ẹ ṣe lè jà tó. Kò sí bí ẹ ṣe lè lágbára tó. Kò sí bí ẹ ṣe lè sọ pé ẹ̀yin ni. You will come on the round table. And that's exactly what is playing out this morning between America and Iran. Because America has the superiority over Iran from the air. But I can tell you that America will dare not go on the ground force. Iran is not an easy bone to bite. Number one, you're looking at about 90 million people When we look at the terrain of Iran, it is one of the most dodgy, doggy, dogmatic, wọ́n ní mountain, wọ́n ní hills, wọ́n ní forest. Kò ń ṣe ìlú tí Amẹ́ríkà kàn máa wọlé sí tó lè capture gbogbo ìlú yẹn. America will need at least 1.4 million military personnel to do that. Tọ́ba náà fi lọ ja ogun pé wọ́n fi capture gbogbo Iran. Yes, they can go in and capture certain parts of Iran as they are planning to put the boot on the floor, or on the ground rather. How far that is, nobody knows. So that shows that with America attack on Iran, we have seen that even Iran has used what they called something that has affected the global world. Maybe a lot of you don't know that. You might be wondering why your petrol in Nigeria is going skyrocketing. I'm looking at the price as at yesterday. If I'm right with the news I saw yesterday, you'll be paying 1,950 naira per liter for epo ní Nigeria. And the reason why we have been in that situation like in Nigeria is because for many decades, they refused to fix the refinery. Not because of this current administration. Tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti fix the refinery, this will be the best opportunity that Nigeria can make some good money. But because Nigeria is a country where things have gone wrong and it has gone very bad and worst, one of the reasons my late mother left Nigeria in the 90s to return back to the UK, kó tó di pé mi náà dé ní 1998. But let's go south quickly because of my time. Because all I want to mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ in terms of the war, and then I will bring it back to the Nigeria situation. So where do we start? We need to go to verify account, to Banwa News, and you want to know what is going on, come to Koikimedia because we will give it to you. We will tell you as it is. So I'm going to go to the US President X, which is known as Twitter account, because there are some latest development that is coming out from there. A máa sọ àwọn nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní United Nations floor because some resolution that was passed failed because ẹ ti gbọ́ tí Fẹlá ti kọrin tó ní who and who United Nations, àwọn kan ní security vote. Tí gbogbo yín bá vote, àwọn lè veto ẹ̀. China vetoed the resolution yesterday. I will tell you what we know. China and Russia were vetoed, just like America have vetoed many things as well during the war pẹ̀lú Israel and Palestinian. So there is always interest. Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. 8th of April 2026 is 3:24 a.m. Everybody has interest in something. So before we go further, like I said, please share the program and invite others to do so. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ẹ má kí n dárúkọ, like I said, we are already recording this audio. And a lot of my people would prefer not to be hearing your name in the audio. But mo kí yín, mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ kí yín, lọ́kùnrin, lọ́bìnrin, lọ́mọdé, lágbàlagbà. Orúkọ mi ni OLAYOMI KOIKI, tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Koikimedia. So let's go to the US government and see what we know regarding 2 weeks break. That means látẹ̀ní fún ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì, ogun yẹn will be held pause. Kí làwọn nǹkan tó negotiate? Kí ni nǹkan tí America accept? Kí ni nǹkan tí Iran accept? Ṣé lóòótọ́ ceasefire máa wà? These are what you need to know because bí mo ṣe sọ, kò sí bí ẹ ṣe lè jà títí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ padà sórí round table. Now, I'm going to read from the White House on X with about 4.3 million followers. And this is what we know that was posted 2 hours ago with almost the Donald Trump press release has been seen by almost 5.7 million people. Kí ni nǹkan tí Trump sọ? And kí ni nǹkan tí ẹni tó jẹ́ leader àwọn Iran kí lòun náà sọ? These are what I want us to look into this morning. Because látàná or láti jẹ́ta ni Trump ti sọ pé àwọn máa destroy Iran, ó máa dá padà sí Stone Age. Tẹ́ bá mọ tó ń pè ní Stone Age. Stone Age ni àsìkò kan tí bó ṣe ń gbé nígbé ayé yẹn àgbé bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́ nísìn. Imagine if Trump statement started yesterday, which would have been around 3 a.m. UK time. Irú time báyìí ni àbá ti máa rí a lot of unleashed with Iran. But it seems Pakistan, Egypt, and Turkey have been able to come in as mediators. Bàbá lọ bá federal government of Nigeria náà jà, a gbọ́dọ̀ padà sórí round table at some point. And that is why some people were disagreeing that why not go through the peaceful means, and which is exactly what Baba Kitoye have done, throughout. So let's look at some of those statements. Please share the program and invite others to do so. I have few things I've posted, and I'm just going to go back and pick them up. So first and foremost, this is the statement, but this is a very powerful statement released by President Donald J. Trump, the United States President. So I'm going to read it in English. Try and see if I can translate in Yoruba. Based on conversation with Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif, Prime Minister Pakistan, and Field Marshal Hassan Momin of Pakistan, and wherein they requested that I hold off the destructive force being sent tonight to Iran and subject to Islamic Republic of Iran agreeing to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of Strait of Hormuz. I agree to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. This will be a double-side ceasefire. The reason for doing so is that we have already met and exceeded all military objectives and are very far along with definitive agreement concerning long-term peace with Iran and peace in the Middle East. I want you to listen to this section because everybody will put a demand for something, Tobati-dogun, especially when you're looking for the ceasefire. We have received 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it is a workable basis on which to negotiate. 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 Almost all of the various points of past contention have been agreed to between the United States and Iran, but a 2-week period will allow the agreement to be finalized and consummated. On behalf of the United States of America, as president and as also representing the countries of the Middle East, it is an honor to have this long-term problem close to resolution. Thank you for your attention for this matter. This is what Trump has put out. Statement, powerful statement, and a lot of news network, including what I am doing tonight, have now started analyzing each of these statement because they're very powerful statement. Very powerful statement. And this statement means that ogun tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ yẹn will be put on pause while we all start looking at kí ni nǹkan tí Iran demand, kí ni nǹkan tí America accept, ṣé Israel máa gbà? All these are questions. Now, before we break it down, let me now read what the official statement of Iran, signed by their Minister of Foreign Affairs, Saeed Abbas Aragachi. This also was posted by Trump on his Twitter feed, which is now called X, because we can't be calling it Twitter because it's no longer Twitter, it's X. What an amazing time to be alive, to witness this kind of development, especially for those of us that are campaigning for our right to exit Nigeria, because we must learn how to negotiate, which a lot of Yoruba people do not understand. You are upset with certain things, but forget that what you are demanding for will eventually happen, but step by step, especially when it comes to diplomacy. Diplomacy yàtọ̀ sí ogun, because in tó bá di ogun náà, ẹ máa padà sórí diplomacy. Àwọn ìlú kan máa dá sí because ẹ máa inconvenient humanity, which is exactly what is happening. So let's read through what we know from the statement from Iran, because Iran not a release statement. Somebody is just telling me that we are buying per liter at 1,350. It might still go up, or it might probably remain 1,350. Anyway, Tehran released their own statement, official statement. On behalf of the Islamic Republic of Iran, I express gratitude and appreciation for my dear brothers, Prime Minister of Pakistan, Sharif, and the Field Marshal Momin for their tireless effort to end the war in the region. In response to the brotherly request of Prime Minister Sharif in his tweet, and considering the request by the U.S. for negotiation based on its 15-point proposal, as well as announcement by POTUS about acceptance of general framework of Iran 10-point proposal as basis for negotiation, I hereby declare on behalf of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, if attacks against Iran are held, our powerful armed forces will cease their defense operations for a period of 2 weeks. Safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz will be possible by coordination with Iran's armed forces and with due consideration of technical limitations. Now, when you look at this statement, these are powerful statements. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ mú lọ látọ̀dọ̀ Iran. What actually is Iran demanding for? What are the bases? Because when you look at what Iran has put out as part of their proposal, nǹkan táwọn máa gbà, nǹkan táwọn máa fẹ́, please like and share the program. 67 people are watching on the YouTube and only 5 of you have thumbs up to like it. It's not good at all. Encourage us so that we can do more. Once again, this is Koikimedia. 10-point proposal. Iran ní in tó bá mú àwọn jókòó pẹ̀lú Amẹ́ríkà ni pé ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ accept nǹkan mẹ́wàá táwọn fẹ́. Kí làwọn nǹkan mẹ́wàá náà tó fẹ́? Àti pé ṣé Amẹ́ríkà ti wá gbà fún Iran lórí nǹkan mẹ́wàá yẹn? That is where people are debating and analyzing in the last hour. while I've been following all the news network from Fox to Al Jazeera to I've watched a lot of different analysis that is going on, but we're trying to put our own out as well. Kí ni àwọn nǹkan mẹ́wàá yẹn? Ṣé ká kọ́kọ́ lọ kà á? Let's see those 10 things and now start asking, is this going to really happen? And is that the end of the war? I don't want a war. Nobody wants a war. But one, if there is no peace, ibi tó bá ti sí peace, ẹ lọ máa múra lẹ̀ fógun. And that is what led to the war in Iran. Now, what are the 10 points? I have it here. Iran says the United States of America agreed with what he accept, what he gbà fáwọn nǹkan mẹ́wàá yìí ló máa jẹ́ kí ogun yẹn kó wà on pause for 2 weeks, ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì. Number 1, commitment to non-aggression. Commitment to non-aggression. Please like the program. It helps to send signal out. Analysis tèmi ṣe ní Yorùbá yìí. You will not hear this on the CNN and the BBC. I'm just trying to bring it to the context of those of us that want our own desire goals of Yoruba nation as well, so that you can understand how things work around the world. So when you're on the platform and you don't put at least a bit of your own input, you're watching me, but you refuse to like it. Because if you don't like it, you will not be here. So the fact that you are here means that but yet you don't want to like the program. Number 2, continuation of Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz. Now, this is the picture of what Hormuz looks like. Sherry, ibi pointer from this section to this section is one of the most crucial part that Iran has blocked. This particular part, from that point to that point, the ships come from here, they go from there, come in here, and come back out. Iran said since the war started, no ship must come through. You dare come through, we take you out. What is the importance of this part? Now, if I bring it back to the context of the Southwest, where OLAYOMI KOIKI, some of you don't know how powerful it is, because in tí Iran ṣe láti ìgbà tó gun yẹn ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni pé wọ́n lo the power of this section tẹ̀ ń wò yìí. Ṣé rí ibi tẹ̀ ń wò yìí? Imagine ship going through. From what we know, according to information, almost 120 ships, ọkọ̀ tó ń gbé gas, tó ń gbé crude oil, tó ń gbé láti region yẹn, because remember that Oman, Qatar, wọ́n ní epo tó ń ṣe kékeré, and they have been unable to move those liquefied gas. Gas yẹn làwa tàn sínú ilé nísìn, tínú ilé fi ń ṣe kíni, tó fi ń warm, especially torí òtútù. Gas wọ́n lò ní hospital, wọ́n lò fún industries. Ní ojúmọ́ kan láyé, they are using nothing less than 100 million barrels of crude oil. Kò ń ṣe òwò kékeré rárá. Ìyẹn lẹni tó bá wà nínú epo rọ̀bì ní Nàìjíríà ló ṣe máa ń blow, owó burúkú máa ń wà lọ́wọ́ wọn. But because of the mismanagement of Nigeria, many Nigerians have not been able to enjoy the crude oil for the last 60 years. But gbogbo àwọn ìlú tẹ̀ ń rí yẹn, Oman táwọn èèyàn ń lọ ṣiṣẹ́, Qatar, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, because they were able to manage their own crude oil, because crude oil is one of the most important. All the industries tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń rí tí China tó ń fi ń ṣe gbogbo tó ń ṣe lágbàáyé lénìí is because wọ́n need the crude oil láti máa fi run factory yẹn. Without crude oil and gas wọ́n lè ṣe. But láti ìgbà tó ogun ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ 120 ships ọkọ̀ tó ń gbé gas àti àwọn other product, because àwọn region yẹn wọ́n ò ní weather láti fi máa gbìn kan, so almost everything tó ń jẹ ní gbogbo ọ̀nà ibẹ̀ yẹn wọ́n import ẹ̀ wọlé ni. Again, this is where Nigeria failed, because we should also be importing things to that region. Bó jẹ́ farm wa la bá ń gbin pineapple lásán, ta lè guarantee pé à supply tons of pineapple to that region. Mango la bá ń gbìn ni, nǹkan kan la bá ń ṣe ni, but because a system that failed for many decades, we were unable to produce in táwa máa jẹ ká tó wá máa sọ pé a fẹ́ export. Even crude oil tí Nàìjíríà ní, wọ́n máa kọ́kọ́ gbé jáde, wá lọ refine ẹ̀, wá dá padà wá sínú ilé. Yàtọ̀ sí nísìn tí Dangote tó ti ṣí Dangote refinery. Dangote ò dẹ̀ tí ní enough láti produce fún àwa Nigerians àti Africa, even though they are still trying to catch up. It will take years, kò ń ṣe tó ń yá ní kíákíá. So Iran used this opportunity of the war láti sọ pé ship kankan ò gbọ́dọ̀ kọjá o láti bíbà wá sí bíbà, àwọn máa ṣe jàǹbá fún. Now, going back to number 2 of their negotiation, Iran said, and I quote, continuation of Iran, pé àwọn làwọn máa wà in control of that particular part of the Strait of Hormuz, one of the bases of their negotiation. When you are negotiating for something, you must negotiate something that favors you and your citizen. You must negotiate something that favors you and your citizen. But unfortunately, many of our citizens today have not enjoyed anything regarding what should have been the benefit for Nigerians. Your crude oil, your gas, many of your natural resources today, you have not enjoyed it because of the failure of the system. And you're not likely to enjoy it for a very long time with the way things are. Acceptance of uranium enrichment. These are one of the bases of Israel saying, I want Iran a nuclear weapon. There is no doubt that Iran is now saying, on their own basis of acceptance of uranium enrichment. This number 4 is very, very important. America has used what they called the power of the dollar to put many countries, if they want to, in the spotlight. Ìlú t'Amẹ́ríkà bá gbé sanction lé lórí, maybe some of you don't understand how that works. From my understanding, if America puts sanction in your country, all companies that are running business with America as a country dare not sell any products to you. They will not share technology with you. They will not sell you any product. They will not have any relationship with you in to affect Cuba, in to affect Venezuela, in to affect Russia. Ìdí tí Russia ṣe lè ní a bit of strength, even though hit one, but Russia has what the world still need. One of the highest gas. Let me just use it that way. Wọ́n lépo. Nígbà tógun yìí bẹ̀rẹ̀, so that key pressure of the cost of the barrel kó lè wà reduce, America release sanction tó gbélé Russia. Imagine the sanction that they've put on Russia. They had to remove that sanction just to ease the cost of crude oil. And Russia is making a lot of money at the moment. So Iran wá ń sọ nísìnyí pé for us to accept any deal moving forward, you must lift all the primary sanction. Iran has been on sanction for many, many years pẹ̀lú America. Wọn ò ní ta oògùn fún wọn. Many things will affect them. Number 5, lifting of all secondary sanction, ó di méjì. Maybe we should try to understand what is the primary sanction and what is the secondary. That way we will have a clear understanding. When we say primary and secondary sanction, primary sanction directly prohibited individuals like Koikimedia or my organization with an imposing nation. Mo kàn lè lọ bá nígbà tí America ti fi sanction sí Iran, there are certain things that we can do with Iran as a business. If you do it, you will face the consequence from the American government. That is the power that America has been able to use for many years with countries that go against their own, whatever disagreement that they have. So Iran has been on sanction for how many years now? So Iran sanction has been going on for some time. Has been going on for some time now. According to information that I have, sanctions against Iran have existed for decades. When we say decades, every 10 years is a decade. So tó bá wá fi ẹ́sì, ó ti ń di decades. So the first 10 years is one decade. So imagine that Iran has been placed on intermittently since 1995. US embargo. Láti 1995. That's approximately about 30 years. Ní Iran ti wà ní sanction. Do you know what that means to the citizens? Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́yìn enjoy, àwọn kan lè enjoy ẹ̀ nílùú wọn. It has been roller coaster for them. Intensify heavily from 2006 to 2016. What were Ademo? And again, following the 2025 snapback of the UN sanction. Key sanctions have been renewed frequently, with EU measures currently extending until at least April 2026. Now, let's go into the timeline and the types of sanction. Decades and long measure. The United States of America, sanctions have been largely in place since 1995 with severe banking and energy restriction. The United Nations snapback. UN economic and military sanctions were reimposed in September 2025. The key sector tó wà affected, Iran has well amount of crude oil. Tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ crude oil and gas, Iran ní tó pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ. But àti tà síta àti tà fáwọn èèyàn ó di problem. Imagine you have a product that you cannot sell. So the sanctions were focused on Iran oil and gas industries, shipping and banking, aiming to limit nuclear and military expansion because tó bá rí epo tàti gas, they will not be able, no, tó bá rí epo àti gas tà, they will have enough money to build nuclear, ambition, according to the US, nuclear activities. So America restrict wọn pé irọ́sẹ́ gbogbo wàhálà tẹ̀ ń dá sílẹ̀, gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀ ń support in terms of Hezbollah, because Iran has a lot of wings. Yemen, gbogbo wọn ní Iran ń fún ní support. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ní, tá bá wo the situation of Nigeria as an example, the politicians know how to put you in the spotlight. They know how to, owó tẹ́ ẹ kọ́ fi ṣe títì, owó tẹ́ ẹ kọ́ fi tọ́jú yín, wá kó pamọ́. The election bá ti wá ń bọ̀, they start distributing all kind of rice, noodles, Maggi, ọ̀kadà, ẹni máa gba mọ́tò. And 4 years, you will probably have finished all those things. So this primary and secondary sanction, Iran ní tá bá máa jókòó sọ̀rọ̀, we have to lift it. Now, let's go further. Termination of all United Nations General Council resolution. For me now, I see United Nations as a place where it's not doing the job it's meant to do. I don't see that organization as anything anymore because it's not working. The United Nations is not working. And United Nations doesn't give a country. For those of you that are thinking that be a United Nations ló máa fún wa ní country tá à ń fẹ́. And Nigeria is still a member of the United Nations. That is why President Tinubu and the former president have all gone to UN General Assembly every September and speak. And I remember when Buhari went, Buhari was speaking for the right to self-determination of the Palestinian people. Termination of all Board of Governors resolution. Payment of compensation to Iran. Payment. Gbogbo in tẹ́tí destroy, tẹ́tí bàjẹ́. Now, imagine when they start rebuilding, ibi tí Nigerians máa sá lọ nìyẹn nísìn. Ibi tá máa sá lọ nìyẹn because iṣẹ́ máa pọ̀ níbẹ̀ yẹn nísìn. By the time they start rebuilding, tógun yẹn bá lè rebuild anything now until the war has finally come to an end. Because gbogbo ibi tó ti bàjẹ́, tó ti blow, the bridges, the this, the that, they're planned. They will need nothing less than millions of people to come and help them, especially those that have the skills. Cessation of war on all fronts, including against Hezbollah, in as much as Iran is negotiating their side, or to negotiate on behalf of our third party one. In life, everybody has what we called America náà láwọn tó ń lò, UK láwọn tó ń lò, àwọn Russia náà ní àwọn tó ń lò. Ẹ ti máa gbọ́ àwọn wangers, àwọn yẹn ní gbogbo time tí Burkina Faso tó ní Niger, ẹ̀rí wọn tó máa lọ help àwọn military. They are private security network, but they're very expensive. So, just to bring it back to the nutshell, what are we learning? Because you have to learn something from situation like this. Kí làwọn nǹkan tá à ń learn? Let's go back again to the US government statement. Mo ti fún yín ní 10 points of what Iran is demanding from the US. Is America going to work with those 10 points? This takes me back to some of our previous letters that we wrote to late president and the current president today. Let's look at the one we wrote to Buhari, the late Muhammadu Buhari. We put our point to Buhari. Buhari did not respond to it. We have done the same thing now with President Bola Tinubu. He has also not responded to it. But tó bá di pé ó tẹ̀ lọ dìjà tó dogun, ṣé wọn pa tún máa padà sórí this point of what our demands are. America náà fẹ́ demands, Iran náà fẹ́ demands. So August 6, 2022, the YSDM, under the leadership of Abakitoye, wrote to President Muhammadu Buhari ní Aso Rock. What was the content of that letter? Dear Mr. President, the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, YSDM, respectfully write this letter to you for and on behalf of the indigenous Yoruba people of the southwest of Nigeria. The Yoruba Self-Determination Movement is a movement comprising well over 100 Yoruba self-determination organizations based at home in Yoruba land in Nigeria and abroad in most countries of the world. The Yoruba Self-Determination Movement collaborates the said many Yoruba self-determination organizations in the highest service of Yoruba self-determination, agitation, and struggle. Now, this is what our demands were. Just like Iran is demanding 10 things from America before they can go forward. Without those 10 things, nothing is going to happen. So in the next couple of days, by 24 hours from now, we will know whether there is a ceasefire. Because as at Bimoshimba Insoro few hours ago, because Iran, their time zone is different. As I speak to you right now, let's look at the time in Iran. Ní Orumoju Odo time tí even after all these statements, àṣírí Israel to attack Iran, Iran not attack wọn padà. So tá bá lọ wo time ní Iran nísìn, àwọn tí wà ní Iran is now 6:29 a.m. Àwa wà ní 4 a.m. So Iran is about literally 3 hours ahead of UK. So ní òru ti time tí wọn, even after all this statement, they were still gbàgbós láàrin Iran àti Israel. Bí Israel ṣe ń ju àkàrà gbẹ̀m sọ́dọ̀ wọn, Iran náà ń ju tiwọn padà. So let's come back to where are we? We are looking at the US government. We're still discussing about this proposal. Okay, I was reading Buhari's letter. Yeah, I remember now. Mr. President, Yoruba Self-Determination Movement now serves you notice of the decision of Yoruba people to accept their right to self-determination, which right of self-determination is an inalienable and unquestionable right of every indigenous nations in the world, and which right is enriched in many international instruments that provides for the system of order of the modern world. This letter, Buhari never responded to it. Now President Tinubu is also in office. A similar letter was also put to President Tinubu last year, May, and I have a copy here. Public letter to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, May 25, 2025. Your Excellency, President of Nigeria and the most eminent son of our Yoruba nation today. We, your people and kinsmen. That phrase changed from the way we addressed Buhari, representing millions of Yoruba people in Yoruba land in Nigeria and Yoruba diaspora across the world. I have the honor to address this letter to you. We hope and pray that it meets you in good health and high spirit. We write it to bring to your attention and to seek your intention over some concerns of Yoruba people. Àwọn nǹkan tó ń gbé wa lọ́kàn, àwọn nǹkan tó ń gbé wa lẹ́mìí la fi bá yín sọ. Many people don't understand that. Not that the government doesn't see or hear about our plight in Tambere, but the government doesn't have the right to respond to you. The government doesn't have the right to respond to you. Not that we worry. The government knows, the government hears, but the government doesn't have the right because the government of the day is trying to manage a country regardless of your own belief about that country. But it is also the responsibility of a normal government to sit and hear what you are saying. That is the normal norm. The Scottish people are demanding their exit from the United Kingdom. Westminster máa fún wọn ní access yẹn nísìn because they were given that access in 2014. They failed to leave. They gave them a referendum in 2014. I'm talking about the Scottish. But they didn't accept to leave. So demanding a second referendum will take whatever time a government in Downing Street stroke Parliament to accept it. They are putting their demands all the time. I mean, the Scottish people. They are doing it through their representatives, which is where, from our own side, ṣáwọn representative wa ṣọ́fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó pín when they are all still interested in Nigeria. Or maybe, as some people have said, the Constitution does not give you the right of an exit because you need the Constitution to have the clause, quote and unquote, of a referendum to exit as people. But right now, the 1999 Constitution doesn't have that. But nevertheless, in as much as the 1999 Constitution doesn't have it, as long as Nigeria sign international law, those laws will still be used by people that are indigenous asking for an exit. So coming back to what we also told President Tinubu, just as I read from Buhari, Your Excellency, in your exalted position as the President of Nigeria and a major factor in today's international order, gbogbo tí mò ń sọ látàárọ̀ nísìn is based on international order. Wọ́n ti jagun lọ títí láti February 28, èní ní April 8. Do you know the extensive damage from both sides? In as much as Israel can tell you nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀, mẹ́wàá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ tiwọn náà, but they are restricting the media from telling us because tó bá gbé fídíò kan ní Israel tó jù síta, you are likely to be in prison. As at yesterday in Haifa, I think 2 people were killed and about 20 people were injured. Every death is really painful. But in a war, many deaths will occur. When the war started on February, that international order is exactly what we are witnessing today, because there's no amount of what anybody says. International order is sometimes respected and sometimes is not. So when we say that international order, you know very well that self-determination is a right, an inalienable right of all indigenous nations of the world. You know that these inalienable rights are enriched in the laws of international community, even though the Nigerian Constitution does not permit or have a clause of dissolution referendum of Nigeria. Nigeria ò ní clause yẹn, but kò mí pé Nigeria kò accept international community, the laws of international community. Because as a country, the moment you accept that a máa gbà pé law àgbáyé ó wà acceptable fún wa, tá a dẹ̀ ti sign ẹ̀, law yẹn can also be used for your demand. And let me give another example that might be better apart from the self-determination. We have seen many cases of companies tó ń gbé Nàìjíríà lọ sí court níta. And if I'm right, there was a particular one that happened, because I'm going to be bringing the program to an end. I just wanted to give us a quick update about the latest Middle East and just, align it with the Nigerian situation. Companies that took Nigeria to court, companies took Nigeria to court in UK. I'm sure there was a particular one that was, I think it was the PID versus Nigeria. Yes. This case was one of the most okay, now let's go back to Spotlight on Corruption for your reference in case the Bafi law verify it, because on this platform I like to give you that so that you have the privilege to go back and do your own check. Zainab Salem, 23rd of October 2025. The United Kingdom, UK Supreme Court finds for Nigeria on cost, but the lawyers at the heart of the explosive PID corruption saga must be called to account. Yesterday, the UK Supreme Court anonymously found that PID, the small offshore company that tried to use arbitration proceeding to extort over $11 billion from Nigeria, must pay a hefty cost order of up to £44 million against them in pound sterling rather than Nigerian naira. The cost order arose from the shocking 2023 trial in the commercial court, which found that PID paid bribes in process of procuring gas contract with Nigeria. So companies can bring Nigeria to court outside Nigeria. If they are not satisfied with the Nigerian court system, they will bring Nigeria to UK or other international law courts and file charges against the federal government. So, and the reason why that happened is because, like I said, in the letter that we sent to Buhari and also President Tinubu, is because the laws of the international community are spelled out in many important international convention and declaration under the United Nations Charter, International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, International Declaration of the Right of Indigenous People 2007, even the African Charter of Human Rights. You know that Nigeria is a signatory to all of these international laws. And that, therefore, all these international laws are part of the laws of Nigeria. Even though Nigeria constitution ò ní tá à ń fẹ́ yẹn gangan, but since ti Nigeria ti tọwọ́ bọ̀wé pé àwọn accept in ti international law fẹ́, based on a country to country and country to organization, country to bodies around the world. The final meaning of all this is that peaceful act by the Nigerian to assert and retrieve the self-determination of any Nigerian people do not contravene the laws of Nigeria. Kò contravene rárá. So asking for our demand does not contravene it, but it can be done without any bloodshed. So just to come back to the Middle East, Mukofiye add up to it because I'm bringing the program to an end so that I can also take, my break. When we look at what I have said in summary, the United Nations has been working also towards this resolution. But I said earlier, is United Nations still as powerful as it is? Lano, before Iran agreed to a US ceasefire, Russia and China vetoed a United Nations Security Council resolution that was drafted by Bahrain to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, calling it bias against Iran. But US, China, and Russia did veto it. Let's listen to just a snip of that discussion at the United Nations last night. But I think I have a better video that I did downloaded on my page. Once again, a very good morning. We'll be bringing the program to an end so that we can all, go back and do whatever we're doing. I just thought we'll have an update from our platform on the current situation in the Middle East because a lot of expectation was that Iran will be really bombarded by the US, but that seems not to be happening because there's a 2 weeks of what we called. So, okay, this is China as the veto the United Nations Security Council. Alima Agbontonso because a deal of insub. 伊朗发动武力袭击，明显违背联合国宪章宗旨原则和国际关系基本准则。同时，海湾的主权、安全和领土完整也应得。Agbontonso, but Olongbontonso, the importance of language. But in because I have it, number. China veto United Nations Council resolution on Hormuz. This war was imposed upon Iran. China defend Iran. The US and Israel are the instigators. Toja into China and Sonny. Let's look at what the Fox News has been saying before we wrap it up. Because Fox News, as we know, has quite a lot of information directly from the US government, and we also have access to them through the X. So this is what we know in the last few hours. They were also telling us that the break-in President Trump agreed to a ceasefire to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for 2 weeks, contingent on reopening of the Strait of Hormuz. I've shown you the picture. Trump said 2-week period will be used to finalize a possible long-term peace deal with Iran and that negotiations are very far along. So they were going through that. Also, a lot of many other different networks lot of discussion. I'll be picking on this again tomorrow, day after tomorrow. The Iranians are celebrating, according to Press TV. Iranians in the capital city of Tehran celebrate Iran's victory in American Zionist imposed war following the announcement of a 2-week ceasefire. You know, London. A new Iranian Lego style video dropped declaring victory over the United States and mocking Trump. um, John Kent issues an emergency message that Israel will attempt to sabotage this ceasefire deal. He says now is the time to restrain Israel and cut off its military funding to stop it. He says Israel word should never be trusted. Emiko Moso, let's hear what the guy said as we have it here. Sabotage this 2-week ceasefire or eventually the lasting peace that we're trying to achieve with the Iranians. We're on the cusp of being able to have the Strait of Hormuz reopened to hopefully start to get the world energy supply and commerce back online. So these are many different analyses that is going on and is still going on, and we hope to give you more updates, later on tomorrow as well. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. I hope you've enjoyed, the update from the Middle East, and we will be coming back again some other time with more programs. And make sure you follow or subscribe so that you can be up to date with everything that we are doing here. Koikimedia bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Moke Yitie Darapọ̀ mọ́ wa láàárọ̀ yìí. Quickly, just reason I see you there. Sidikotu Adeke, Adeleke, Remy, Awulola, Oluwaseun, Ifadayo, and Lucky. Thank you so much. Yemi54, Prince, Olajide, Iyawa Idiat Abimbola, HMM73. Not sure who is behind it, but you've been very active with us. Many people watch, they don't comment, they don't like, they don't subscribe, and nobody will give you analysis in Yoruba and English as we have done on this platform. And that makes us very different from others because we link whatever we are doing at Yoruba Nation, at Nigeria, we link it with the international world, the international order of things happening so that you can be also up to date. So that tó bá wà ní búkà tó bá ń sọ̀rọ̀, wàá wà confidence láti lè sọ tí o ti gbọ́ lórí Koikimedia tó jẹ́ fact rather than just bare parlour talk, because ilé ayé ti lajú ju pé kọ̀kọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ kò má ní fact lọ. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Join me again next time when we have other programs that will be of interest to you. God bless Yoruba Nation. God bless all our leaders, and God bless you as I leave you tonight. Bye for now.